What if I told you that growing ginseng in your backyard woodland could generate $3,000 to $6,000 from a small patch in just 5 to 7 years? That this medicinal root worth $600 per kilogram requires minimal maintenance once established? Today I'll show you exactly how to grow your own ginseng fortune. Ginseng's worth. Wild ginseng commands premium prices reaching $600 to $1,000 per kilogram dried root due to extreme rarity and proven medicinal properties. Wild simulated ginseng grown in forest conditions fetches 80% of wild prices versus $100 per kilogram for field cultivated roots. Asian markets particularly prize American ginseng for cooling properties versus heating Asian ginseng, creating consistent demand. Medicinal compounds called ginsenosides concentrate higher in slow-grown wild simulated roots, justifying premium pricing. Growing your own eliminates $50 to $100 monthly supplement costs, while potentially generating significant income from small woodland areas. Legal harvest of truly wild ginseng faces increasing restrictions, making cultivated wild simulated the sustainable, profitable choice. Ginseng's forest habitat. Ginseng grows naturally in deciduous forests under mature hardwood canopy, requiring 70 to 80% shade throughout growing season. Natural habitat shows rich, moist, well-drained soil, high in organic matter from decades of leaf decomposition. North or east-facing slopes provide ideal conditions with cooler temperatures and consistent moisture. Companion plants include bloodroot, trillium, black cohosh, and golden seal, indicating suitable ginseng habitat. Mature oak, maple, beech, and poplar trees create perfect canopy filtering harsh sunlight. Forest floor temperatures stay cool even summer, preventing heat stress. Understanding natural habitat allows recreating conditions in managed woodland gardens, ensuring success. Mimicking wild conditions produces highest value roots, commanding premium prices in marketplace. The 5 to 7 year growth year 1 shows seed germination producing single leaf with 3 leaflets called prong, indicating seedling stage. Year 2 develops 2 prongs with 5 leaflets each, showing juvenile growth phase. Year 3 produces 3 prongs, marking transition to maturity and reproductive capability. Year 4 shows 4 prongs with plant reaching harvestable size, though roots remain small. Year 5 through 7 develops maximum root mass and ginsenoside concentration, commanding highest market prices. Roots harvested before year 5 fetch significantly lower prices due to smaller size and lower potency. Patient growers waiting full 7 years maximize return on investment through premium pricing. Annual growth adds neck scars, allowing age verification for buyers requiring mature roots. Sourcing seeds and roots. Reputable ginseng nurseries provide stratified seeds ready for planting or live roots with viable buds. Stratified seeds cost $30 to $80 per pound, containing approximately 6,000 to 8,000 seeds depending on source. Live roots price at $100 to $300 per hundred, providing 1 to 2 year head start over seeds. Avoid sellers promising unrealistic yields or fast growth, as ginseng requires patience for legitimate returns. Request certification proving American ginseng, not Asian species, which grows differently. Check seller reviews and years in business before purchasing, avoiding fly-by-night operations. State agriculture departments often maintain lists of certified ginseng dealers, ensuring quality and legality. Woodland garden conditions. Existing woodland with mature deciduous canopy provides ideal ready-made growing conditions requiring minimal modification. Clear understory brush allowing air circulation while maintaining 70 to 80% shade from tree canopy above. Test soil pH aiming for 5.0 to 6.0 acidic range, typical of healthy forest floor. Add leaf mold or aged hardwood sawdust if soil lacks organic matter, creating friable texture. Avoid areas with standing water or heavy clay, requiring raised beds for proper drainage. Small clearings under mature trees accommodate several hundred plants in 100 to 200 square foot area. No woodland requires artificial shade cloth structures, mimicking forest canopy, artificially creating similar growing environment. Soil requirements and bed preparation. Forest soil composition needed shows high organic matter content from decades of decomposing leaves, creating dark, rich, friable texture. Ideal soil contains 5 to 8% organic matter versus typical garden 2 to 3%, supporting beneficial fungi essential for ginseng health. Mycorrhizal fungi form symbiotic relationships with ginseng roots, improving nutrient uptake and disease resistance naturally. pH requirements ranging 5.0 to 6.0 acidic prove essential, as ginseng refuses to thrive in neutral or alkaline conditions. Test soil using HomeKit or Extension Service laboratory before planting. Sulfur applications lower pH while lime raises it, though naturally acidic forest soil rarely needs adjustment. Pine needles or oak leaves mulch maintains acidity over time. Organic matter levels critical require adding aged leaf mold, composted hardwood bark, or well-rotted sawdust to deficient soils. Spread 2 to 4 inches of organic amendments, mixing lightly into top 4 to 6 inches of existing soil. Avoid fresh manure or high nitrogen fertilizers, causing lush growth susceptible to disease and reducing root quality. Drainage absolutely essential, prevents root rot and fungal diseases, killing plants rapidly. Ginseng tolerates brief dry periods better than waterlogged conditions. Test drainage by digging hole, filling with water, and observing drainage time. Complete drainage within 24 hours indicates adequate drainage. Poor drainage requires raised beds or selecting different planting location. Raised bed versus ground planting shows raised beds providing superior drainage and easier harvest in heavy soils. Construct beds 6 to 8 inches high, using logs or stones as borders. Ground planting works perfectly in naturally well-drained forest soil, saving labor and expense. Soil amendments include aged hardwood sawdust, leaf mold, and composted bark, improving structure and nutrition. Avoid synthetic fertilizers completely as they disqualify roots from wild simulated premium pricing. Bone meal provides slow-release phosphorus, supporting root development if needed. Gypsum improves structure in heavy clay without changing pH. Long-term soil maintenance requires annual mulch application, with shredded leaves maintaining organic matter and moisture. Allow natural leaf fall to accumulate, mimicking the forest floor. Avoid disturbing soil after planting, preventing root damage and preserving beneficial fungi networks. Shade structure and light requirements. 70 to 80% shade requirement mimics natural forest canopy filtering. Intense sunlight preventing leaf scorch and heat stress. Excessive sun causes yellowing leaves, stunted growth, and increased disease susceptibility. Too much shade reduces photosynthesis, limiting root development and lowering yields. Proper shade balance proves critical for optimal growth and marketable root production. Natural tree canopy ideal provides dappled, filtered light moving across plants throughout day. Mature deciduous trees, including oak, maple, hickory, and poplar, create perfect conditions. Evergreens provide too dense shade year-round, reducing growing season light. Mixed hardwood forest offers best natural growing conditions without artificial shade infrastructure costs. And artificial shade cloth systems cost $500 to $2,000 per 1,000 square feet, depending on materials and construction. Use 70 to 80% shade cloth specifically designed for ginseng cultivation. Construct frames 6 to 8 feet high, allowing air circulation and easy access. Polypropylene or polyethylene shade cloth lasts 8 to 12 years before requiring replacement. Support posts every 8 to 10 feet prevent sagging and wind damage. Seasonal light changes management requires monitoring as deciduous canopy thins in fall, and bare winter branches allow full sun reaching ground. Spring leaf out timing varies by 2 to 3 weeks between years, affecting shade levels. Early spring sun rarely damages dormant plants, but late spring requires full canopy development. Fall harvest occurs before leaf drop, avoiding shade concerns. Direction and angle matters, with north and east facing slopes receiving gentler light than south or west exposures. South facing slopes heat faster and dry quicker, creating stressful conditions. East facing aspects provide morning sun with afternoon shade, proving ideal. West facing areas receive the hottest afternoon sun, requiring denser shade. The cost of shade infrastructure varies dramatically, from zero using natural canopy to thousands for artificial systems. Existing woodland eliminates shade expenses, making forest farming the most economical approach. Artificial systems allow growing in open areas but reduce profit margins significantly through infrastructure investment. Planting methods. Stratification requirements for seeds demand cold, moist conditions for 18 to 22 months before germination occurs naturally. Fresh, unstratified seeds planted fall. Year 1 germinates spring, year 3 following the natural cycle. Purchasing pre-stratified seeds eliminates waiting, allowing spring planting with germination that year. Stratification mimics winter conditions, breaking seed dormancy through temperature and moisture cycles. The 18-month stratification process stores seeds in moist sand or peat at 40 degrees Fahrenheit for the first 6 months of warm stratification. Transfer to 33 to 40 degrees for 12 months. Cold stratification completing cycle. Monitor moisture weekly, preventing drying, which kills seeds. In a home, refrigerator stratification works for small quantities, while commercial growers use climate-controlled facilities. Root planting shortcuts timeline, providing 1 to 2 year head start over seeds but costs more initially. 1 year roots plant fall, producing 2 prongs following spring. 2 year roots establish quickly, producing 3 prongs first growing season. Roots must show viable buds and firm texture, avoiding soft, rotten specimens. Spacing and depth. Critical plant seeds half-inch deep in rows 6 to 8 inches apart, with 8 to 12 inches between rows. Roots plant 1 to 2 inches deep, angling slightly with bud pointing upward. Dense planting maximizes yield per area, but adequate spacing prevents disease spread and allows air circulation. Commercial operations use 6 by 8 inch spacing, fitting approximately 30,000 plants per acre. Fall planting timing best mimics natural cycle, allowing winter stratification for seeds or root establishment before spring growth. Plant September through November, depending on region, before ground freezes solid. Spring planting possible for pre-stratified seeds or roots, but fall proves more successful. Natural rainfall and moderate temperatures favor fall establishment. Germination rates realistic, expect 60 to 80% germination from quality stratified seeds under optimal conditions. Poor stratification, disease, or rodent damage reduces rates significantly. Plant 20 to 30% more seeds than desired final plant count, accounting for losses. Watering, weeding, and maintenance. Moisture needs consistent but not wet, requires monitoring, especially first 2 years during establishment. Natural rainfall provides most water needs in forest settings, with 40 to 50 inches annually. Supplement during drought periods, applying 1 inch weekly through drip irrigation or gentle hand watering. Overhead watering increases fungal disease risk by wetting foliage unnecessarily. Mulching, essential year-round, maintains consistent soil moisture, moderates temperature, and suppresses weeds naturally. Apply 2 to 4 inches of shredded hardwood leaves annually after planting. Avoid thick mulch layers exceeding 4 inches, which smother plants and harbor slugs. Hardwood leaves decompose slowly, providing long-lasting coverage. Pine needles work well maintaining soil acidity while controlling weeds. Weed control without chemicals requires hand pulling or careful shallow cultivation, avoiding root damage. Thick mulch suppresses most weeds, making maintenance minimal. Never use herbicides, as chemical residues disqualify roots from premium, wild simulated pricing. Allowed weeds include native forest species not competing aggressively with ginseng. Disease prevention strategies focus on air circulation, proper drainage, and avoiding overhead watering. Fungal diseases, including Alternaria blight and Phytophthora root rot, cause most losses. Space plants adequately, allowing air movement between plants. Remove diseased plants, immediately preventing spread. Avoid working in wet foliage, spreading fungal spores. Copper fungicides approved for organic production control disease if necessary, though excellent cultural practices prevent most problems. Each pest management shows minimal issues in woodland settings compared to agricultural pests. Deer occasionally browse foliage but rarely destroy entire plantings. Rodents, including voles and mice, dig roots, especially during harvest. Slugs damage seedlings in very wet conditions. Wire mesh or hardware cloth protects valuable roots from digging animals. Hand picking controls slugs without chemicals. Annual maintenance schedule includes spring mulch inspection and replacement, summer weeding and disease monitoring, and fall cleaning, removing diseased foliage. Total annual labor averages 10 to 20 hours per 1,000 plants after establishment, making ginseng low maintenance compared to conventional crops. Timing and root identification. Year 5 to 7 harvest for maximum value allows roots reaching market size of 15 to 30 grams dried weight. Younger roots lack size and potency, commanding significantly lower prices. 7-year roots fetch premium prices from buyers seeking mature, high ginsenoside roots. Patient growers maximize profit per root through extended growing period. Root maturity indicators include 4 to 5 prongs on plant, thick, fleshy root with multiple side branches, and well-developed neck showing yearly growth scars. Neck scars count determines age, with buyers requiring minimum age verification. Roots should feel firm and heavy for size, indicating dense flesh and high moisture content when fresh. Ethical wild simulated harvesting leaves smallest roots and some mature plants, ensuring future population sustainability. We harvest only 3/4 of mature plants, replanting seeds from berries of remaining plants. This rotation ensures continuous production over decades without depleting stock. Responsible growers maintain productive beds indefinitely through selective harvest. Digging technique preserving roots uses garden fork or specialized ginseng hoe, working carefully 8 to 12 inches from plant. Loosen soil in a circle around the plant before attempting to lift the root. Gently pull the plant while supporting the root, preventing breakage of valuable side branches. Broken roots lose significant value in the marketplace. Wash roots, gently removing soil without damaging delicate root hairs and skin. Yield expectations realistic show 60 to 80% survival from planting to harvest under good management. 1,000 plants yield 600 to 800 marketable roots at maturity. Average dried root weight of 20 grams means 12 to 16 kilograms of dried ginseng from 1,000 original plants. Market value at $600 per kilogram totals. $7,200 to $9,600 gross revenue before expenses. Ginseng worth $600 per kilogram dried justifies the 5 to 7 year waiting period through extraordinary return on investment. Wild simulated roots command highest prices, approaching wild harvested values without depleting natural populations. Forest farming model utilizes unused woodland areas, converting them to productive income-generating assets. Initial investment of $200 to $500 establishes 1,000 plants in small woodland plot. Harvest value reaches $3,000 to $6,000 from 1,000 mature roots after 5 to 7 years. This represents 10 to 20 times return on initial investment plus saved supplement costs. Low maintenance requirements after establishment make ginseng ideal passive woodland income. Ethical, sustainable harvesting through replanting ensures continuous production for decades. Start small with 100 to 200 roots learning techniques before expanding operations. Patient growers reap extraordinary rewards from this valuable medicinal crop. Begin planting today for harvest in 5 to 7 years, creating lasting wealth. Never purchase expensive ginseng supplements again while potentially generating significant supplemental income from small forest plots.